Good morning and welcome back to Cityline. Did you see it? Did you see him on the wide shot? He's here. Mr. Sean Tibbetts is here, and he is working on some egg-ceptional recipes for us that we'll be talking to him in the fourth segment about. And then maybe he can even juggle some eggs for us. I don't know. We'll see. But with me now on the comfy couch is two amazing powerhouses who are here to talk about, safe streets. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Nora Fleming de Sandoval. Your name is just poof right out there. You are the Executive Director of Safe Streets. Welcome back.
Thank you for having us.
How long have you been in this position now?
It has been just about a year and a half now.
Okay, all right. Yes, yeah. I remember I first met you when you were just kind of segueing with Priscilla.
Yes.
And now, here you are in the seat, and this beautiful woman you brought with you, who I know very well and love very much. Roxanne Simon, you are the Operations Director for Safe Streets and a beautiful human being. How are you, my dear?
I am awesome.
Good, I'm glad to hear that. I got to meet Roxanne's dog, and that dog, boy, talk about love and huge. So I'm glad to see you have everything attached to you still. So let's talk about, Nora. Safe Streets works in two primary sectors, with neighborhoods and then also youth within and out and around and under that neighborhood. Can you tell us a little bit about each of the programs?
Sure. So, of course, Safe Streets is really primarily known for neighborhood organizing. And what we do is help out different neighborhoods in the city of Tacoma and throughout unincorporated parts of Pierce County to leverage the tools and resources that are available to them to make their homes and their communities a more vibrant and healthier place to live. But we also do a lot of work with youth.
Yes.
And our work with youth is really on youth development and connecting youth to their communities, and making sure that they have safe adults, safe, trusted adults to spend time with, who might not be, who occupy that third space.
Right.
I'd like to say it's not at the home, it's not at school, it's a third space within the community that youth can engage with trusted adult mentors.
Oh, and we need that so desperately right now in our world. These two sectors, neighborhood and youth programming, we've kind of talked about how they dance together. Is it totally separate at first, or do they overlap from the get-go? And how is that accomplished? How do you make sure you've got everybody in?
I think, is this for
This is for
Roxanne?
both of you.
Okay.
So you start and then you'll finish.
Thank you. Yeah. I will start. I think that this is really where we're moving toward in terms of finding solutions at the micro-local level.
Yes.
So neighborhood solutions for youth and neighbors that folks recognize at the supermarket and out on the street, walking around in the park, to make sure that they're connected to the elders in their community, and that youth and elders are having conversations around what is needed and those sorts of things.
So from an operations point of view, how does that fit for you, Roxanne, in the sense of overlapping and yet still focusing on neighborhood and youth?
So part of how we do that is with the Health is Wealth program that we have. We started it with an initiative. We're currently doing this in Salishan.
Oh.
So part of doing this in Salishan is when we have our sessions there, we invite the parents in the community along with the youth to participate in the programs together. So we have different projects that we've been working on, and something that we're looking forward to is to have the youth visit with the elders in the community.
Yes.
And this is something that we're, like I said, we're working on this right now.
I love that.
It hasn't happened yet.
Well,
but it's in the planning stage.
That's okay.
And so in talking about it with the youth, they're saying, yes, this is something that we want to do, because there are elders that we don't know, and we like to learn about what they have done. They have so much knowledge.
That's the first step.
Yes.
You've got to get the buy-in.
Yes.
And sometimes that, as we all know, when it comes to young people, buy-in can look different according to who you're talking to. So it's a journey, not a race. I'm glad that you're taking your time, making sure that that buy-in is there, because what a beautiful pairing, young people and older people, and then the conversations that ensue and the education out of that. That is exactly what we need to be doing right now, as opposed to being on the phone and keyboards and everything else. Roxanne, if a neighborhood wants to start making changes in their community, how do they start this process, and what can Safe Streets do to support them? Because we're all eyes, we all raise neighbors, and we're all part of the community.
We'll usually get a call from a community member saying that there are issues. So one of our community mobilization specialists will talk with that community member, ask what the issues are, set up a meeting, whether it be with 1 or 2 people or a whole group. We'll set up the meeting with them, go out, and the first thing we'll ask in this group is, what do you love about your neighborhood?
Oh.
So we don't start with the negative. It's, what do you love about your neighborhood? And then write this down in a list, and then ask, what do you not like? So we don't say hate. What do you not like about your neighborhood? What are the issues? List those. And then if you could choose something to work on in those issues, what 3 would you work on?
There we go.
And then in listing those, work on an action plan. So what is your short term that you can work on? What resources would you need to work on those? Who would like to work on this? Which people would like to work on this? Who would you contact in order to work on this? We can help you with the resources. Well, so the big thing is the resources.
Yeah, so if I were one of your neighbors in this meeting and I said to you, graffiti, I need resources to either have the graffiti taken away, or I would like resources to have more murals done, because obviously people like to draw in this neighborhood. What would you say, and do you have resources for that, Roxanne?
So for the graffiti, I would suggest that they call 311 to get that report into 311, and then 311 See-Click-Fix would put the report in there, and then that gets sent to me.
There it is.
And so I would take that information, and then I would put it into a spreadsheet that's in Smartsheet, and then Graffiti Co. gets that information. So that's one way. The other way would be to email the waiver to the person, or I would get a voicemail, and then I would contact the person, email the waiver to them, or we can take the waiver to them, mail the waiver to them, get it sent back to me, and still get that information into the Smartsheet. But I also need pictures, whether they can text the pictures, email the pictures, or we can have someone go out and take the pictures, but there always needs to be pictures.
You have just shown us in this past 10 seconds that you are the resource for graffiti. My goodness. So in addition to having this resource, who wears a million hats, when we think about Nora, as we look ahead toward 2024 and beyond, what programs are you excited about? Because there's lots of changes with you two happening.
There are, and you know, one of the big things that we're excited about is really enhancing our neighbor and youth connection, like we talked about a little bit before, but really leveraging the power of neighbors and neighborhoods to assist with youth development and youth work. We all recognize that there's an issue that youth are in crisis in our community, and the schools are doing everything they can.
That's right.
Boys and Girls Clubs, YMCAs, all of these places are doing everything they can. Let's get the neighbors involved as well and help out with their local youth.
We're going to run a video while we keep talking here. And also, we want to add, because I interrupted you, the parents are doing the best they can.
Yes,
too.
they are. Yes, they are.
And it, as I said, it does take a village. And this is the first step to say, we have some issues here. We need to reclaim our youth. Let's talk about National Night Out in these last few minutes here, because that is that one thing that Safe Streets, National Night Out, it goes together. Tell us about it, and when is it?
It is August 6th, Tuesday, August 6th. And this is just an easy way to start building community in your neighborhood. So you don't have to have a Safe Streets group in your neighborhood. You can have a National Night Out celebration in your cul-de-sac, just on your street, in your apartment building, however you want to organize that. But it's just a great way to break bread with people, meet some folks that you might not know quite as well, get to know your neighbors a little bit, break down some of those communication barriers that can happen. Our goal this year is 100 neighborhood groups.
What was it in the prior year?
Last year we had 68. So
this is doable.
This is a doable goal, but we're going to be out there pounding the pavement, making sure that we get all those groups on board.
I love that. So speaking of that, who do you need to thank?
Wow, there are so many people that we need to thank. Definitely all of our group members, everybody who's involved in a Safe Streets group. Thank you for all of the work that you do to help make our community safer and stronger. We get immense support from the City of Tacoma, from Neighborhood and Community Services. We really thank them for their support and the assistance that they provide in our work. And Pierce County as well. They support quite a few of our programs. We would be nowhere without our fabulous staff. And they are always out in the community. You know, Roxanne has 4 wonderful youth program specialists and community mobilizers who are out in the community every day at coalition meetings and doing all sorts of activities with folks and hearing what the issues are right out there in the streets, which is great. And finally, our board. Yeah, our board, of course, is great. Our chair is Deputy Mayor John Hines, and he's just taken and he was a Safe Streets alum.
He was.
Yes, he was a Youth Leading Change back in the day, so at Stewart Middle School. So it's great to see that trajectory.
I love that.
And the longevity.
I want to say thank you to both of you and the teams that you represent. Because we can't get you all on the comfy couch, but there is so much that you do 24/7 that we don't see. And you had one quick thank you.
I do. I would like to thank.
Thank you. Yes, I forgot.
Together Tacoma, Janice Williams, because she has been my partner at Youth Health as Wealth at Salishan.
So thank you, Denise.
Yes, Janice, yes.
There we go.
It's been amazing.
All right, and you two, keep charging and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Tibbetts, we're gonna go to a break, but I hope that you are making exceptional eggs over there. We'll be right back after this quick break.